Hi guys, thanks for joining me on my new channel, At Home with Brea. I'm Brea Gotthardt, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite breads to make for company. It is super easy, super quick. You don't need any special equipment to make it, which makes it super amazing. There are many variations of this kind of bread out there, but this is one that I have tweaked, and I love this recipe. And really, almost everyone who comes to my home asks me for this recipe. So I am giving it to you. This is your chance to shine and shock your friends and neighbors. Let's get started. Are you guys ready to be amazed? Okay, this is seriously as easy as 3, 2, 1. 3 cups of flour, 2 cups of lukewarm water, 2 teaspoons of salt. I like Himalayan salt, that's why mine is pink. It has extra minerals in it. But white salt, regular salt is just fine. And 1 tablespoon of yeast. I want to make a special note to talk about yeast. This is the kind of yeast I buy. I don't like to buy yeast in the little tiny packets because it is often bad. And if you do buy it in the little packets, that's fine, but you will need to test your yeast prior to putting it in your bowl because a lot of times it's bad. I don't have to test my yeast because I store it in the freezer in a glass jar, and it will always be good. So every time I take it out, I don't need to bring it to room temperature before using it. It's good. So, and literally all you do, I have a fork. You guys, normally you wouldn't put metal in with a lot of different kinds of breads. You wouldn't throw your yeast in. The way that I did, you wouldn't, none of this looks like what you would typically do with a regular bread. So I am literally just using a fork. I'm getting all the way down on the bottom so that there's nothing left, no flour, dry flour. And you guys, that's how hard it was to put together. So this is what your mixture looks like as soon as you're done. You're going to put some Saran Wrap. This is some press and seal stuff. It's not my favorite, but it's what I have. So you want to put it on and seal the top. I happen to have one that I made earlier today. This, you guys, is what it looks like when it is ready to be used. So all you need, this is a 2.5 quart, I think, 2.5 liter. 2.5 liter Corningware dish that I use. And I just spray it. I like olive oil spray. I get this from Sam's Club, but it really doesn't matter. You can use whatever kind of cooking spray you have. I do recommend you use a spray. So just coat your bowl really well. And you're going to dump this in. And I should mention that this has been sitting on my counter for about 7 hours. So literally you plop it in your Corningware dish. And this is also super important. You have to have a glass lid. Not every pot or pan can withstand the heat that this requires. So it is important. This is an important piece that you do need to have. You can also use a Dutch oven if you have one that is oven safe for 450 degrees. I have used this particular Corningware dish for years and years to make this, so I know it is safe. So I'm gonna plop this in the oven. It goes in for 30 minutes. Then you take, with the lid on, then you take the lid off for an extra 15 minutes, and then
You will be amazed.
Okay, so while our bread is baking, I want to take a minute and share just a few of the products that I used today. The first is a 2-cup glass measuring cup. I will put some links below if you don't have these things, but I've had that for 24 years, you guys. So I love it. The next one, this is one that's newer. When I say newer, I mean like maybe 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old, into my kitchen. I love these measuring spoons, mainly because there are 2 sides to them. So I have 2 of each measuring spoon, so I don't have to run and wash a measuring spoon when I need to change ingredients to measure. I love that. So the other thing is, one side is technically for liquids and one side is not for liquids, but you can use them interchangeably, or at least I do. I don't feel like it makes that big of a difference. So anyway, this one's one of my favorites. The other thing I have is 2 sets of measuring cups, 1 plastic and 1 metal. Actually, I only used the metal ones today, but I just thought you should also have a plastic set because some recipes you definitely can only use plastic. You can't use metal. So anyway, those are some of my favorite things.
Thanks for watching. For more tips and tricks, make sure to hit the subscribe button and check out the links below.